Hello.
Hi. Okay. Oh dear. Starting off with a yawn. Sorry. All right. If the kids get too rowdy downstairs, I'll shut the window.
Okay.
For now, I'm just letting the warmth in because for some reason I'm cold.
Okay.
You're wearing a sweater. I'm wearing like a sundress with no sleeves.
Right.
I should be wearing what
I miss winter.
Oh my God. I do not miss winter.
I was too hot. I'm too hot in the sweater.
I miss my skis, but I don't miss the misery of the cold house and the cleaning off my car and my fingers going numb and my toes always being wet and cold and all that stuff I don't miss.
I just miss all my clothing options, I think. I have so many more clothing options in the winter. You know what I'm saying?
I have more in the summer because...
Yeah, because you're that type of person.
It's less to wear. You can just pull on like one small garment and go.
You can.
You could.
No, I can't.
You should embrace the sundress. It's a very freeing thing. Like, it's one thing. It's like one thing. You don't even have to wear anything under it if you don't want to.
I would be so laughed at in a sundress.
No, you
Believe
wouldn't.
me.
You should try it at some point, going someplace where no one knows you so you can feel like those people think that you belong in a sundress. Around here, you might be laughed at initially just because they're like, is that Christina Stekos?
Yeah.
She has legs? She has arms? I didn't realize this.
Right. Look at all those tick bites.
I'm just saying, you could go, if you ever were away from home for a minute, you could just put on a sundress and
let's
feel
change the
super free.
I don't want to talk about clothes anymore. Stop.
Fine.
You're just... Why don't you introduce the show?
Okay.
Go ahead. There might be a new listener who has no idea what's going on.
That's very unlikely, but...
It's possible.
All right. You guys have tuned into 11th Hour Radio, broadcasting live on Royalton Community Radio, 96.5 WFVR-LP. That's Christina Stekos. I'm Emily Howe. Thank you to all of our sponsors and underwriters. You can find our podcasts at...
Lots of places. No, I'm trying to encourage you.
I closed my eyes for a minute. I thought you'd done some other gesture while I was my eyes closed.
These are hand gestures that say...
Everywhere.
Go forth. Go forth.
Okay. Oh, you were encouraging. Apple Podcasts, YouTube. You can subscribe those places. You can just head to our website, 11thhourradio.com, and find all kinds of fun show notes and links to our shows and cool pictures, which we have to update, and we keep saying that we're going to, and we never do because our lives are full of meaningless busyness that makes this unable to happen. What else was I supposed to say?
Did we used to have more time to do stuff like that? What happened?
I can't imagine that we did. I guess I have added more jobs to my life since the start of this.
Yeah,
what's changed between our lives between the start of this show and now?
I can't.
I got
my
married.
Finger, and I got
unmarried.
Yeah, so.
So we each added kind of different responsibilities in, and then we've added jobs and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you've turned your house into an Airbnb. That takes up a bunch of time.
Yeah.
You have lots more clients and all kinds of different directions.
Yeah. Too much work.
There's a lot of work going on. Yeah.
Too much.
I keep saying to myself whenever I get really stressed out, look, I've got to simplify. I've got to eliminate something. And then I comb through the things that I do. And there isn't any way to eliminate anything. Like it's actually physically impossible. Like they're all either necessary to survival or to my soul.
Right. Exactly.
If I look at the things that aren't absolutely necessary, like this show, for instance, like I would flip out if we didn't do this show anymore. It's just like a little grounding one thing that I do that just is not fully just for survival.
Yes.
So I'm like, why would I get rid of that? I would go crazy.
Right.
And then job things, well, that's how you live. That's how you eat. So I don't really... I feel bad because I hate complaining online, but I do it every once in a while anyway because I'm so busy. I don't have time to like make personal connections with people. I don't, friends and stuff. Like, I mean, I complain to you in person or my husband or my sisters, but I don't have a ton of time for socializing in the way that people kind of release all those tensions by talking about them. So my way to do it is every once in a while I'll just post a really whiny, my life is really hard right now, post on Facebook. I don't do it that often, but when I do, people always swarm in with advice that's good. I mean, it's technically good advice. They're always telling me I need to practice self-care more, and I'm spreading myself too thin and blah, blah, blah. You can't pour from the empty cup and things like that.
Sympathy.
It's sympathy. It's nice. And they're so well-meaning, but I don't think they understand that, like, self-care is not an option if you're a poor person. Like,
yeah. Not quite.
You cannot afford to just take this time for yourself, because that means you're going to have to scramble twice as hard later to make up that time, and it's just not worth it. Like, you rather just put your nose down and... Is that the expression?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was put your head down. Nose to the grindstone.
That's it.
Okay, whatever. The expression's in there somewhere. But you'd rather just suffer through it and get it over with. I don't have time for, bubble baths and massages. Like, those aren't happening. They aren't.
Right. I know.
So, I just feel bad because I get irritated at those comments. And I'm not irritated at the people. I just think they don't fully understand my life. Like, they think my life is maybe easier or better than it really is. That I just can't.
They're just saying something logical that seems logical.
It is logical.
And they want to be,
but it's also impossible.
Right. They just want to be sympathetic, which sometimes sympathy.
Sometimes that's all you actually needed.
No, actually, I was going to say the opposite. That sometimes sympathy is a little bit not condescending. What is it? Patronizing. What's a word? Like you don't. It's. That's too much to say that's...
One woman last time I did this, she wasn't really being mean about it, I could tell. She was kind of being jokey, but it still was irritating because she didn't understand. She basically said, well, if you took all the time that you spend posting these things and, use it more wisely, maybe you wouldn't feel this stressed out. And
Okay.
I'm thinking like, well... That's probably true, but again, like this show, it's just my one little other means of release. Like, and it literally takes me 5 seconds to do this, and I feel better.
Right.
And there's nothing else in my life that I could do right then that would improve my situation in just like the 2 seconds it took me to post that and feel connected to the world, like I wasn't isolated and alone.
Right.
So I was kind of irritated by that. She also pointed out that she was super poor and worked really hard as a young person, and now she's doing very well, which is good for her. But this is also a much older woman who had a different type of economy and a different type of life as a younger person. Like, she was trying to tell me, if you just work really, really hard, you're going to be super successful someday, like doing. I am. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's actually kind of sadly not the way it works anymore. Yeah. You can now logically work your ass off every day of your life and see nothing from it, which is, I know, a totally pessimistic way to look at things. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm just being realistic. We have a type of economy that is not set up to support the American dream anymore. Right. You can't just drag yourself up from your bootstraps anymore, or whatever that means. You know what happened to my boots?
Bootstraps.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Hey, cool.
I have bootstraps.
Have you noticed that I almost very rarely have been wearing my costumes this summer?
Yeah.
To the museum?
Yeah.
Like my Victorian clothes.
Yeah.
I've gotten punished now for it. I just have been too lazy or too busy. I still wear them, but not every day.
Who punished you?
The dog. Like
the dog. Which dog?
Brock punished me sorely yesterday. I either have like a meeting or appointment or errands to run right before or after work, and I'm kind of over it. It used to be funny to pump gas in a giant hoop skirt and have everybody like look at you and be wondering why and ask you funny questions. Like, I used to be kind of into that. It was fine. It was funny and cool, and I liked it. And I'm not anymore. I'm just like, don't talk to me. Don't ask me if I'm a Mennonite. I don't want to hear it. Like, I am just grouchier this year and lazier and busier. So I have not worn my costume a bunch. Yeah. But I have, whenever I do wear my costume, I have these beautiful Victorian calfskin boots that I wear, and they're really comfortable, and I've had them for years and years and years, and I wear them every day that I
see
dress
where this
up.
Is going.
And I haven't been wearing them lately, and I left them on the landing of the stairs yesterday or the day before when I came home and took them off. No. And then I said, I don't feel like getting dressed up today, so I just went in, pants. And I came home to find that my dog had taken those calfskin boots, which were so expensive. Oh, no. And he just ate them all to bits.
Oh, gosh.
And he doesn't even chew things really anymore. It's just every once in a while. And I'm like, oh, if those had been on my feet all day long, he wouldn't have eaten them.
Yeah. Might have happened some other day, though.
I know. I was just really bummed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's hard to throw them out, too, even though they're ruined, because I'm like, God, they cost so much. I can't even get them on my feet now, and they don't have a heel, and they're punctured everywhere.
Well,
and
try getting them fixed. Try getting them fixed.
No, there's no fix.
Really?
No.
Think of my Italian boots.
Oh, God, no. These are so far beyond that.
Okay.
Like, one of them is not recognizable as a shoe any longer, and the other one is just a little bit gnawed, but...
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, well, one of them is okay, but it just...
right.
It's
doesn't
like,
quite...
well, it's a pair, I guess.
I know.
It's just hard to throw away one boot that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't...
It totally is.
Maybe I'll turn it into a planter or something.
I don't know. You might be able to get it fixed. Some smart...
No, Christina, like...
A leathersmith.
It's like most of it has been like ingested, is gone now. It's like a rawhide chew that he ate.
Yeah, but you could you patch pants, you could patch boots. I mean, they wouldn't they'd look interesting. You could at least wear them.
I should probably just get another pair. I mean, I've had these for about 9 years. And up until this summer, I wore them literally every single day, all summer long at work, because they're the most comfortable. They were made on an authentic pattern, so they look very authentic. And strangely enough, they were still comfortable. But
do you have suspenders?
Yes,
you do. When do you wear them?
I don't wear them that much. My kids wear them all the time.
Yeah, I think they're great.
I have a pair of rainbow suspenders that I like a lot.
I saw there was a guy at the market last night with suspenders. Do you know that guy? He's looks like a farmer. He's got long blonde hair, and he's got red suspenders that he wears. Do you know who that is?
No, there's lots of guys that wear red suspenders.
Not with long blonde hair.
True. Does he work there?
No.
Oh, well, I don't know.
No, he's just was shopping, but he looked dirty like me.
Okay, well, this is Vermont.
You know,
you couldn't even begin to count the guys with long blonde hair.
Yes, you can. In South Royalton, you can. There's not that many. It's not like, it's not like Burlington or something.
I know, but there's still a lot of them, really.
Well, I want you to figure that out for me.
There's a certain age that men get to when they just start wearing suspenders. Like, I think they just appear in their closet. Like, my dad has begun, finally, a little bit to wear them. Yeah, it's weird. I think it's when their body starts going funny proportionally. So belts, they can't find a spot for their belt anymore. It's like, do you belt it above or below the little belly?
Right.
And I personally think it looks absolutely atrocious either way. Like, you belt it above and then you've got this big bump under your belt, and that doesn't look right at all. But then you belt it low, and every time you bend over, everyone can see your butt.
You've thought about this a lot.
I'm very glad. I mean, as much as I am not enjoying going into the world of being a middle-aged lady, I'm actually quite happy that I don't have that middle-aged man dilemma. Like, where do I belt my pants?
Yes.
See, I can just put on a sundress and don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I have the issue that you're talking about.
No,
but
you don't.
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry.
But it's fine. I'm not struggling with I'm not complaining. I think it's a fine.
What are you talking about? You don't even have a belly.
We can't talk about this.
Okay, but I'm just saying you don't. Okay? Not in the way that the middle-aged dudes have a belly.
Okay. So, moving right along, want to talk about my dipstick? I was going to tell you about my dipstick because I've been having issues with it this week. This is the kind of thing that I have
just
been
feel like I think it's time for you to go back to Jiffy Lube because you know you love it there.
I should go back. Actually, I skipped Jiffy Lube and I went to a place in Barrie, which is different, like Vermont Lube. It's different. And it has its own joys.
Lube?
It was pouring rain, and I actually stayed in the car while they did it, which was kind of interesting.
By the way, speaking of lubes, I don't remember exactly why I Googled this the other day, probably because we were talking about coconut oil so much.
Uh-oh.
It is not okay to use coconut oil as a personal lube because, no, it is. It is if you're not. If you don't use condoms, it's perfectly fine.
Look, I just wanted to tell you about my dipstick problems.
I'm following the exact same lines.
No, you're not.
I am. I've just veered off.
Yeah, quite
slightly.
a bit. Quite a bit, I'd say. No, here's the thing is my dipstick has only 2 readings. You know, your dipstick is supposed to have a whole range, right? Mine has 2 readings. It's either
full or empty.
No, it's either you can't tell, like it's all smeared, like you
Oh,
can't
right,
tell,
right.
or it's completely dry.
Don't you pull it out and wipe it and then stick it back in?
Yes, how many times are you supposed to be able to do that if nothing is happening that shows any indication of anything except a
Then you
smear?
don't have any oil.
No, that's not true. I told you there's two options.
Okay, all right. A smear.
A smear or it's,
are
or it's
you
dry.
not pulling it straight up?
No,
because if you get it
you know what?
bent a little,
I've been pulling dipsticks for longer than you by 20 years. I have a dipstick in my generator. I can't read.
I guess you probably, yeah.
I have more dipsticks than you do, and I've just had
collect them.
a lot more time to contemplate.
All right,
this
I will give you that.
issue.
Fine, have your dipstick record unchallenged.
Thank you.
Okay.
I like to feel like I'm a little bit superior sometimes, and that's hard to find places to dominate.
So I wonder if you can buy a replacement dipstick. Is it because your dipstick just doesn't have the markings put on it well enough, or
Let's not get too imaginative now.
All right,
I just think I need a new car. I just think it's a car thing. It's like the car is old because I used to be able to read the dipstick just fine on this car, and now I can't. It's not my fault. I haven't changed. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not stupid or...
Maybe your eyes, though.
No.
Have you tried wearing the yellow glasses when you read the dipstick?
No.
Maybe you should.
No.
Maybe you should. I went to the eye doctor. Oh, my God. There's little babies really crying down there. And I said I would shut the window if they started doing that, but I just don't really feel like it. Do you care? They're really mad. That's a mad... Wow. That's a mad baby.
That's...
I might
how many babies, cry at once?
I don't know. Sometimes they set each other off.
You know, at any given moment, there's probably millions of babies crying in the world.
You know, shutting the window wouldn't help because I believe the baby in question is actually inside.
I think we have to just get tough.
All right.
Tough it out.
Okay, I'm going to tough it out.
We can take it.
It's done. It's done now.
Babies cry all over the world all the time.
They do. They do. Anyway, what were we just talking about?
I don't know.
Your dipsticks.
No.
Your car.
Yeah, forget it.
Wait. Where were
Your
we?
eye doctor.
Oh, I went to the eye doctor yesterday and I got new contacts and I just ordered some new glasses.
Oh, great. I bet they're fashionable.
No, I got the... I don't wear them that often because I just need something at night to get me
I like
to
the ones
bathroom.
you had in junior high.
Oh, these are actually really close.
I knew it.
I was like, when I first got there, I was kind of looking around all the glasses and trying things on. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. And then after my appointment, I finally was like, what am I doing? I barely wear these. I wear them if I get pink eye or at night. No one's ever going to see them. I really don't care.
Get what you want.
So I said, show me where the
cheapest,
absolute cheapest glasses are.
Yeah.
So they showed me and I just got them.
Wow.
But they do look very similar to the ones I had in junior high, like plastic.
Big. Like owly. Owls.
Blotchy, like blotchy.
Plastic.
Blue and green.
Is that the train?
Yes,
oh
blue and green tortoiseshell looking things. It's coming quick today. That'll make the kids stop crying. See, there's a pro to having the windows open. I saw the sound register over there actually picked up the train for once, the sound of it.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know how to get over that sound. It just transports me, just like trains do.
Well, I'm sure some child down there will start crying again momentarily and transport you.
It's just better.
Elsewhere.
It's better than drugs.
I've never done drugs, so I'm not sure about that, but I don't want to, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right, let's go to a song.
All right, what are you going to play?
Green Mountain Fever.
Okay.
The Davis Brothers. The song is called...
Is it about fish? Does it have any references to fish in it?
No, this one's called Wild Daisy.
All right.
I don't know what it's about. Let's find out what it's about.
Okay.
Here we go.
long, strong and I'm lazy. Got a half-wit head, I'm doggone crazy. Digging up downtown, trying to find something new. But I'm dead wrong, song singing crazy. Got a homemade bed and a pretty wild daisy. Digging in the garden of love, I found a wild daisy. Wild daisy, I plucked you from the field. Found what was growing in my head wasn't really real. It was full of weeds and that I didn't need. No, Lord. Digging in the garden of love, I found a wild daisy. Well, I'm long gone, John Cameron's ways. I got a one-eyed mama, if I count Basie, I'm ding-dong. Maybe I'm crazy, you might think I'm nuts, but I don't mean maybe. Digging in the garden of love, I found a wild daisy. Plucked you from the field. I found what was growing in my head wasn't really real. It was full of weeds that I didn't need. Oh Lord. Digging in the garden of love, I found a wild daisy. Well, I'm big, long, strong, and I'm lazy. Got a half-wit head, I'm doggone crazy. Digging up downtown, trying to find something new. Well, I'm dead wrong, song singing crazy. Got a homemade bed and a pretty wild daisy. Digging in the garden of love, I found you. Digging in the garden of love, I found you. Digging in the garden of love, I found you. Wild daisy, wild daisy, wild daisy, wild daisy.
Nice picking.
Picking.
I don't know who was picking. Might have been Rick Davis, possibly. He's a good picker.
Yep. Not me.
Awesome.
My kid is getting pretty good, though. That's cool.
That's cool. Cool.
I think it's the other kids that have been in his group lesson have sort of trickled away. So now he's kind of just got a private lesson.
Oh, that's perfect.
And Patrick, Ross, and he get along very nicely, and he's having a wonderful time. Patrick and Cindy are moving this week.
Where?
Just to, like, down the street.
Another place, yeah.
Yeah.
In Newbury.
But he tricked me. I was a couple weeks ago at Eli's lesson. I don't remember what I said, but he was like, you know that we're moving on August 1st, don't you? And I was like, what? No, I didn't know. He's like, oh, I thought I told you. And Eli's just really gotten into his guitar lessons. Like, he would die if he did not have his guitar lessons. So I was like, what, Patrick? You're moving? And then I was like, where are you moving? And he was like, LA. And I'm like, what? Come on. What? I'm like, what am I going to do now? I was like, you can't do this to me. Yeah. And he, like, kept a totally straight face for ages. He's like, I'm just kidding. We're just moving down the street. So, but I'm so gullible. Like, I never can pick up on even the most completely outrageous things people tell me. I believe them. And I just have always been that way. And it's really stupid. Anyway.
Okay. Well, I have some vocab for you.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What does this word mean? Parankasama.
What? You pronounced it right. What is it?
P-O-R-O-N.
Let me write it down.
P-O-R-O-N-K-U-S-E-M-A. And it's Finnish, so you might not know it.
Yeah, I might not. I have never seen...
You never saw it's a cool word.
Never seen... It's probably a type of disgusting eel that you eat.
Well, that's not far... I don't know, somehow I can see the connection between that and what it actually is, which is the distance that a reindeer can comfortably travel before taking a break? A reindeer.
Only a reindeer?
Yeah, it's
Only a
Finnish.
reindeer. It's specific to a reindeer
Yes.
only.
Yes. It's about 4.7 miles.
That seems not very big. I would think like they fly the sleigh all over the world, and then all of a sudden they're consuming only 4 miles.
No, this is Lapland we're talking about. This is not Santa Land.
There's nothing there but flat snow.
Okay, you don't like that word.
I know. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying.
I have a better one. You're going to love this one. You're going to love this one. It's called Jayus. Jayus. Jayus.
Where do you get these?
Is-
it's not fair if you're looking in other language.
Well, it's all from the same book. It's just words that are cool, that have cool meanings. Jayus.
They're not in English.
Right.
Well, I only know English. And
Oh.
even that very,
you have a point.
very
but-
sparingly.
This is a word you might want to know. You might want to use this. It's
like a type of boat building.
okay. Good guess, but not.
It's jam.
No.
It's an intestinal disorder in birds.
Close. It's when a joke is so terrible and so unfunny that you can't help but laugh.
Oh, like dad jokes.
Right.
Like popsicle stick jokes.
Exactly.
Like our jokes.
Yes, I would say probably most of our jokes kind of fall in that category. Okay, I have one.
What language is this in, though?
That's Indonesian. And I have one more.
Okay.
Murma. MURR-MA. Murma. What do you think? Murma. Let's see if I can put it in a sentence. It's a verb.
Is it like
Murma-ing.
things you bring to the baby Jesus?
No, it's a verb. It's not a
Oh.
noun.
Oh.
It's something you do. You murma.
Like murmur, but in...
Well, this one's really not fair because this is in the, what is it, Waggy Man language.
What?
Waggy Man.
Who are the waggy men?
It's a nearly extinct Australian language.
Oh, great! I'm gonna totally know all about that then.
Yeah.
Why are they waggy?
Murma. Well,
Do they have
okay,
tails?
first of all, yeah, you're close. It has to do with water.
Did we really ever have
Murma.
tails? Do you think? I mean, our tailbone is there.
Like little tadpoles? Like were we tadpole? We are kind of tadpoles at a
was it
certain
like
point.
a rat tail or a monkey tail, or a feathery tail? What did we have?
I'm trying to think of those books where they have pictures of little developing tadpoles. There are people. I mean, people tadpoles. People in the tadpole phase of development.
People in the tadpole phase, I believe their tail actually curves around and then sprouts legs off the front, right? I'm trying to picture all the developing stages of a fetus.
Okay, I'll tell you what the word means,
All right, please
since you're
do.
kind of like trying to get away from trying to figure out what it is.
Okay, what?
It's the act of searching for something in the water, using only your feet. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I have done that lots of times because I don't sometimes like to put my arms under the water when it's very cold.
Yeah. Do you notice how I say, you know what I'm saying? You know what I've been saying that a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? I picked that up. I picked that up from this guy, Richie from Boston, who has a YouTube channel, and he always says, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of liked it. I picked it up.
I say a lot, but not I don't fit all that in, but
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
or I say right a lot. Too.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Why do we do that? We need agreement.
My Greek
Mid-sentence.
grandfather had a funny phrase that he always used to say after everything, just like that. You know what I'm saying? He'd say "uniting."
What's that mean?
Uniting.
Or
I think.
You think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like in English that doesn't quite make sense. Like
Right,
you don't think.
Yeah.
It's not quite right, but that's
I
what
like
he would
that.
say.
Yeah.
And he'd chuckle.
It's like the Canadians in there, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Okay, that was it. That was what I wanted you to figure out.
Okay, my world has been enriched.
Yeah. Isn't it weird when somebody pops up on your Facebook page that is like you completely
you hate?
No, that you completely have no idea who they are.
Oh, that happens all the time.
And they're like a friend. It's sort of cool and it's sort of
They're
creepy.
not. What do you mean they're a friend?
Well, they only come up on your newsfeed if they're a friend, like friend in the Facebook sense of a friend.
Occasionally people change their name, so I've had that happen, and I couldn't figure out how I knew them from. I'm like, why is it? I don't know anything about this person.
Exactly. That happened to me this morning, this photo of two guys on a yacht.
Yeah.
And it says Larry and Jay in northwestern Iceland. And I looked and I'm like, who are these people? I'm friends with them on Facebook. I had no clue.
Sometimes if one of your friends like comments on something, then it will go up on here.
Yeah, except both of them, I couldn't really make heads or tails of either of them. So I went to Larry's page.
Yeah.
I wanted to figure out how the heck do I know Larry, who's having a yachting trip up in Iceland. And so I look under his work history because I figured I could, maybe I could figure it out from that.
I just usually look at mutual friends and then I can figure out how I know them.
Now, this guy had like 3,700 friends and maybe 200 mutual friends.
Okay.
So that was outrageous. I should know who the guy is. But I looked at his work history and it says former president of College of St. Joseph, which is in Rutland. I've never heard of that college, have you?
Yes.
Okay. So former president of College of St. Joseph, former vice president of Killington. But isn't that weird that I don't know who he is? He's got a lot of friends. He posts a lot about lost dogs, too. Like, if you lose your dog, you go to Larry's page.
I love
and
people
Larry's
like
going to
that.
put your dog up there when he's not
My friend
sailing
Bobby
in
does
Iceland.
that, too, who I dance with. All the lost dogs she puts on her page.
Yeah.
It's very helpful, actually.
Yeah, so whoever this Larry guy is, he's pretty good with dogs. I don't know, Larry. Maybe someday we'll meet.
Did you try looking up the other person? It might
No,
not be Larry.
I didn't have time. I was trying to get ready for the show, and I went down this rabbit hole after Larry.
Okay.
So,
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe he's just
I hope he gets back soon.
He's just a fan.
Maybe. Or a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, the Arctic's on fire? Did you know that?
What is there to
in
burn?
Russia? Trees in Russia.
I thought they couldn't grow trees there.
Yeah, parts of the Arctic have lots of trees. What's considered
I'm not
the
good
Arctic?
with geography, but like Antarctica and Arctic, are they like...
Well, Antarctica, of course, is heavier. Think the word's bigger, so it's heavier, so it floats to the bottom of the globe. Right?
Okay, but I don't think
it's
so.
It's a continent.
I think it's up top.
No, Antarctica?
I thought it was up at the top end.
No.
I feel like things get hotter as we go down, but I guess that's only in the big fat middle of the Earth, and then it's cold on the tips.
Antarctica is very controversial. It's got lots of military installations and stuff, and extraterrestrials there. So
my ex-brother-in-law is taking a trip there soon.
Yeah, you don't want to get it mixed up. You don't want to get it mixed up with the Arctic,
Why do they have the same
which
word?
is on fire.
Why do they have the same word in them?
Maybe it means the ends. Arctic, Antarctic. The two ends.
Why?
How would you feel if they found the ET castles in the way like miles underneath Antarctica? What would you feel like?
What are you talking about?
With magic doors that open like big stones that just mysteriously open.
What?
There's like whistleblowers from contractors who have reported back about this.
No one ever saw what ET's home looked like.
No, not that one ET you're talking about. That one famous ET for the celebrity.
Oh, you're talking about just extraterrestrials in general.
That ET is super cute. That particular ET. He was made to look cute and harmless like a child.
I was sort of afraid of him as a kid. I thought he was scary.
Well, that's a healthy response. You want to be a little wary of the ET presence on the planet.
I am.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
so why are we talking about this?
I forgot. Arctic. It's on fire.
Were you talking about astrology again?
No.
Yes, you were. You Virgo. You're into details. I'm learning
about
my
Virgos. Time. It's gonna soon be like Virgo time.
It's a good time.
What does it mean? What does me being a Virgo mean?
You're very practical minded.
I'm not. I'm not though.
You are practical.
I mean, I am. But
you won't entertain some of these crazy ideas that I have. You just.
Yeah, but that's just because I don't like them, not because I'm practical.
No, I think but that is a practical response. You don't want to have to deal with thinking about those things, so you just say no.
Compartmentalize. There's too many syllables in that word. I can never get it out.
Compartmentalize. Compartmentalize. Is it 5? Compartmentalize. Compartmentalize.
Mental is 2 syllables.
Mentalize.
And then eyes is another.
Mentalize. Sorry.
I think there's like
I
6
love
syllables.
English. I hate English.
Yeah, I guess it's only...
English can be fun. It can be fun to speak it if you can make fun of it as you speak it, because it's such a clunky language.
It is clunky.
It's just really clunky. It's not smooth. It has no, there's no romance to it. It's just, it's best spoken with a kind of a twang.
Oh my God.
You know,
Speaking
that's
of
where
romance,
it flies. That's where it takes off and like completely blossoms into its fullness.
my sister picked up a box of, like my teenage books that my old house, there was things that never got taken out of storage there. A lot of things got thrown away and blah, blah, blah. But the people that own my old house now had just had a free pile out on the side of the road. And there was a bunch of teenage books. And these were not like good books. These were books that like...
Not Trixie Belden.
No, not Trixie Belden.
You took all those.
Of course.
That was the first thing you moved.
These were like junky books that I just didn't want, like the Babysitter's Club and stuff like that. So they just wrote a box. But my sister, paperbacks, that like suited me for like 1 year of my teenage life. But they were not classics in my heart.
Yes.
So they got left there. And anyway, my sister noticed that they had a box of free stuff, or several boxes of free stuff on the side of the road the other day. So she snagged them thinking I would want them for some reason, which I didn't. But anyway, it was kind of funny to go through them.
Yeah.
And I realized that within that box was a smaller box of romance novels that my grandmother had given to me that I'd never really
Oh my gosh. Grandma.
But
trying to teach you about sex ed.
John loves romance novels, not for reading, but he takes the little, like that round cameo cover off and he glues them in his telephone log because they're really funny, basically. I mean, the front of romance novels are absolutely ridiculous, like their covers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had opened some because I was going to tear their covers off and then throw them away. And I realized that my grandmother had left notes inside the romance novels.
Oh, wow.
So, like, she basically did a little synopsis of each one right inside the cover.
Like, not on an index card. She actually wrote
like
inside
just wrote with
the
a pencil right on the first.
With a pencil.
Pencil on the first. And I recognized
like
her
a number 2 or...
like a smudgy old pencil.
Yep.
And the first, I'm like... It was funny because her critique of the book usually was completely... like they're romance novels, right? So if you're reading them, you probably know what you're going to find in them.
Yeah.
And on several, she was like, this one had too much sex on a few of the pages, but it had a really good storyline. Like she just had her little comments. And I'm like, too much sex on a few of the pages? Like, why do you have like, what's the whole point of a romance novel? Like that's the entire point of a romance novel, I assume.
And the fact that she's giving them to you as a teenager, so she's trying to help you out. She's trying to
put you thumb through them.
Perhaps they're
super violent. Like, mostly women write them, right? So why are women assuming that other women are having fantasies about really aggressive, like alpha dominant men who are like tearing their clothes off and shaking them and slamming them up against walls all the time? I mean, maybe for a second in play that's funny, but like all these guys are super like nasty aggressive and that somehow makes the women swoon.
It's cultural brainwashing.
I just was like, what?
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Grandma.
This is not a turn on. This guy is like a psycho.
Yeah. I guess Grandma didn't question it too much. She was just worried that you weren't going to know about the birds and bees. And this is kind of, that was a cool idea. I'm going to... I'm interested.
When she comes home from her latest road trip, I think she's in Colorado right now. I'm going to have to ask if she remembers why she gave these to me, because I remember nothing of them.
You definitely should talk to her about it.
Also, she wrote all these little comments inside.
Are you going to pass them on to your boys?
No.
I'll give
John the covers. Maybe I'll save her notes. Just John can glue those in the telephone log too.
Yeah. Oh,
might make a nice little montage.
How many telephone logs does he have?
From over the years? I mean, he goes through about one every a little bit less than a year it takes
So
to
you
fill them up.
have like a whole
He has
file cabinet.
stacks of them. He's been doing this since he was like a teenager.
And what are we going to do with them?
Nothing.
I
Nothing at all.
want to, you and I are always talking about how to make money. Why don't we take, shoot pictures of John's phone logs?
Oh, I used to do that of his to-do lists because he illustrates all of his
Let's
to-do
do it.
lists.
I mean, we can cut him in a little bit.
I know. He could have...
I'm always trying to entice him into
nice
some
art
business.
show with these things because
Look,
they're just weird. He's just a weird man.
He would go for this maybe if we did the work. And we
Yeah,
could cut
actually,
him in like
friends of his,
10%.
he used to send everyone these extraordinary illustrated postcards that he would make. And friends of his actually did have an art show at Big Town Gallery in Rochester years ago. All of his friends secretly got together and collected all the postcards that he had sent them over the years and framed them and had an art show. And it was very interesting because
That's awesome. But we could actually make money off him. And you could get it because you're married to him. So you could like sneak that stuff out of that. How we could do it surreptitiously. He wouldn't even ever know that it happened. We could take
I don't
them
understand
out.
how they're going to make money. They're just weird.
No, we're gonna make like books that you can buy, and we're gonna sell. We're gonna have a whole website dedicated. Remember, like we're gonna have a publishing company, and
That's
that can be
true.
one of the things that we
Okay.
sell. What was the thing I sent you a note this week about something
Oh,
we
I haven't
should
even
do?
watched it yet because I've only been using my phone, which it doesn't.
No, but
let me
didn't
see
I sent you? I sent you some
But it was a message, right?
Yeah, it was about some business thing we should do or some kind of book. Oh,
It
I
was
know. It was
it
about
was-
taking the show notes and turning them into.
Yes. Oh no, I did see that. Okay.
Yes,
I thought you sent me a
because-
link to something that I couldn't open yet because I
Oh,
can't open
maybe
Messenger.
I did.
Always on my phone.
But I think teachers would like our show notes as writing prompts in their English classes. That's my.
That's true. That's a good idea. That's
absolutely.
so random that
Exactly. And we could have a whole series, because we've been doing this for 6 years.
that would be kind of fun. Okay,
Right,
let's do that.
we got to do a song now.
All right.
Okay. This one's Charlie's Coal. And the reason I'm playing this is Val McCallum's off his new record. And he wrote this about his stepdad, Charlie Bronson. And I just did a music video for the song. So check
cool.
that out on Val's page on
Are
YouTube.
you walking in your boots in the water in this music video?
No, I'm not in.
Oh, okay.
I'm not in Charlie's Coal. There's a lot of pictures of Charles Bronson, though.
Okay.
Who had a
Is
place.
he walking wearing boots in streams?
Nobody's jumping off trains. So it's pretty cool because we got some vintage footage and stuff, and we put it in there. And
Because whenever you walk with your boots in streams, it's just a pet peeve of mine. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't put leather in water. That's
think
what happened to your Italian boots.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
well, I think it has a great effect for a music video. I'm sorry, I'm not going to change my ways.
All right. I guess
Okay.
I'll just accept that fact about you.
Follow the highway. Follow the hawk to the green hills of Schooltown, where my daddy grew up, working down in the dark, yeah, hauling out the coal. It stays on your skin. It never leaves your soul. Digging coal, black coal, from down in that hole. Digging coal, black coal, makes the engines roll. He dreamed of a woman so blonde and so fair, so he had to go find her, climbing up out of there. Together they handle any twist in the road. Yeah, it strengthens your life when you're sharing the load. live by the ocean, the California dream. He lives under the earth now. What he left isn't seen. Gave me my first guitar. I still remember that day. I still see his smile every time I play it. It gets into your heart and never goes away. Digging coal, black coal, from down in that hole. Digging gold, pure gold, makes the engines roll. Daddy's gold, pure gold, made the cameras roll.
Okay, that was Charlie's Coal. Val McCallum.
I wish I'd listened, but I was too busy talking to you.
You'll get to hear it.
Okay.
So I have this gardening job in Barnard, and it has multiple gardens that I take care of. And there's this one particular garden has become the playhouse of the grandchildren. And so when I get there, it's way up on the hill, and it's hidden behind these big mounds of roses and geraniums, and it's kind of hidden.
Yeah.
And I go in there now, and there's all these little signs, and they call it the hotel.
Oh, that's so
Isn't
cute.
that cool?
Yeah.
And there's little signs up, and you can see where they've dug holes, and I love it. I just think it's so magical. I remember because these kids are pretty little, so the grandma takes them up there to play. I think it's great.
That's neat. We had this stone wall where I grew up, and on the other side of it was all those giant ferns, just an acre of giant ferns.
Wow. That you could get lost in there.
Yeah, but
as
when
a
you
kid.
stoop down a little bit, it's, the fronds are all
you can
up
see
high, but when you stoop down, there's it's like a maze and tunnels and stuff between the stalks of the ferns, which didn't have much vegetation on them down low.
Yes.
So that was like our playhouse, and we loved that. I still dream about that. It was really magic because you could go in there and you couldn't see anything around you anymore.
Yeah.
But as long as you stayed down low, it was all clear and open.
Yes, being small.
I know, I miss that.
There's some things about it.
Being small just lent itself to the magic things that the big people couldn't see because they just were too big.
Right.
It's not like, even though my mom wasn't big, it's not like she was small enough to fit down under those ferns and crawl around and have such a wonderful time.
Yeah. They don't let you do that kind of stuff at elementary school anymore. They
Depends what kind of school.
Well, most of them cut down all the bushes so kids can't play in the bushes. But playing in the bushes is such an important part of growing up because you build cities,
Mm-hmm. We didn't ever have any rocks on our property, but we had friends who did have rocks, and they had these sort of ledgy areas in the woods, and that was an amazing playhouse too. Having, I don't know, it just seemed like a totally different world because they had rocks and we didn't have rocks, and it was
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, it does not take a lot to amuse children. If only we would just trust that.
Yeah,
We're always giving our children so much to amuse them, and by the time they have all that stuff, nothing amuses them anymore. Not that you should give your kids nothing, but they're so much more amused with small things if they don't just get swamped with all the things.
Right. I feel bad for kids whose parents don't throw them outside.
No, you have to do that.
Go outside.
Go play.
That's parents always used to say that. Go outside. You guys have to go outside. Yeah, I used to say it to my kids. Go outside. Because,
me too.
they'd be making a ruckus. It's like, go outside.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm working on this garden in Chelsea, the old Shire Inn, restoring it. And I'm getting a taste of what it's like to work on a job that's kind of semi-public. It's built behind a bit of a fence, but this week, somebody pulled up in a pickup truck, and it turned out to be somebody I know. And they ended up sitting down and, talking my ear off for an hour. So I finally just started handing the watering can to him and saying, okay, go get me this.
That was probably smart.
Yeah, but he kept talking.
Nothing like scaring somebody off than putting them to work.
Yeah. But he's the kind of person, he didn't skip a beat. He just would sort of almost keep talking all the way to the faucet and back.
Well, at least you didn't have to get the water, I guess.
Yeah, it helped a little bit. But that's going to be a great garden again. It's got so many.
I keep looking at it every time I go to get a creamy at Will's.
Well, I keep
that's Christina's new garden.
Yeah, and I keep discovering new things. There've been a lot of different owners, to the Shire Inn, and I really, really like the new owner who just I think she came in March.
That's cool.
It's pretty fabulous.
Hey, now that you drink sometimes again, have you tried the new Fred beer?
No, but I saw you took some shots of.
Well, I haven't
tried
it either, and actually, John hasn't tried it.
Does it just come in the can?
Yeah, or I think it's on tap too.
Yeah,
there at the upper pass.
Did you have something to do with that?
Well, they checked with us for permission, but John doesn't ever act like John doesn't care that he made that movie at all, so he just told them to call Fred's family instead.
So is Fred Tuttle a trademarked thing?
Not really. I don't know. If it is, John doesn't try to keep ownership of it at all.
Yeah,
it's
just
everybody
just
can have Fred.
The movie side.
Yeah. So no, they did get permission from Fred's family because that's what we recommended. But
yeah, well, I'll have to try it.
It's neat.
I'll have to try it. It looks fun. It looks like fun.
A red ale.
Fun.
I don't know anything about beer, so I really don't know. But people who do like beer in the area have said that it's good, so I assume they would know.
Yeah, I can't remember stuff like that, like different kinds of alcohol, what they are, unless I can associate it with a certain time that I drank it with a certain person or went to a certain party and, we were drinking that. But I just, there's two kinds of wine for me.
Red and white?
There's red and white. I guess there's that. And then
cold and warm.
Well, there's fine wine. And then there's gas station wine, right? And I usually just get the gas station wine.
It serves the same purpose, basically.
Pretty much.
Here's a funny story, though. So I don't drink, really, but I have crazy sensitive taste buds. I am super picky because my taste buds are so sensitive. Certain foods just so turn me off because they're so much stronger, I think, to me than they are to other people. Like fish or just certain spices are overpowering to my mouth. But so I don't drink at all. And when I was just 21 or something, I worked at the Tunbridge School, and one of the teachers was having a beer tasting party and invited all the other staff members at their house. And they did that thing where they had all the little tiny cups, but it was a contest too. You got all the names of the beers, and you had to guess which one was which out of 12 beers.
Did it involve ping pong balls?
No, it wasn't anything like that. It was kind of like a high class situation with fancy beers and stuff. It was funny, but anyway. It was a bunch of actual beer drinkers and the people who were all microbrew, those kind of people.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really ever drank beer in my entire life, but I was the one who won the contest because the names were kind of blah, 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 raspberry ale or blah, 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 stout. I could taste those things in the beers that other people couldn't, and I knew how to guess the names, right?
See.
Where other people just were I don't know what this.
I see.
So I think I got one wrong, but out of people who were beer drinkers and out of me, I won on the basis of my.
You could have a professional.
Weird,
you could be a professional taster.
I know. I didn't like any. I hated them all, but I put a little bit in my mouth to play the game.
Well, I think the professionals, like, they'll taste it and spit it out.
That's wine.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's
I
so
went on a
weird.
women's retreat with a bunch of aunties once, and we had a wine tasting thing, and they taught us what we were tasting.
Oh my gosh, it's 11:57.
It's time then.
Oh God, I didn't get to talk about. Yeah, I had a personal growth Friday.
Oh, we could grow, like speed grow.
When couples fight in public.
Oh, that's the only time we do fight.
Really?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, it feels better in public
It must
because
be
like
super short.
then you
super
like
short
look around
fight.
for like vindication of what you're saying, like because you're like, I don't like it when he does that. Don't you think that's annoying to other people? Like,
Well,
I don't really.
You guys don't really fight,
No,
though.
not
It's
really.
not. It doesn't
John's
really.
impossible to fight with. 'Cause
No.
he just doesn't really get mad.
That's right. He's too like. I love to look at his chart, his astrological chart.
Sometimes
I bet it's pretty.
get mad that he
pretty
doesn't
strange.
get mad. He's so even keeled that it's aggravating sometimes.
Yeah.
and I'm like, be super happy or be super sad. Like
You want to
you
take
don't
him
just
by
have
the
to be
shoulders, and like.
the same all the time.
Right.
But anyway,
But he's.
it's fine.
It's good.
He's got
It's
lots to
great.
make up for that.
That's right. All right. Well,
I guess we gotta go then. And
Yes.
not grow.
You've been listening to 11th Hour Radio,
Yeah.
and you're.
Oh, we're not
Emily.
going to be here. We're on vacation
Oh, you're
next weekend.
Yeah, 2 weeks of
So you guys are going to get
non-show.
Bridget one day, and I don't know exactly who the next.
Yep, we don't know yet, but
It's
we'll
a mystery.
We'll be back, so don't. Why don't you take a
Don't
vacation
despair.
too, and then we'll all be even.
Or you can binge watch or binge listen to our podcasts.
Yeah. Okay.
Who would do that?
Oh gosh, I don't know. If you were really sick and you were about to die and you were like stuck in a hospital
That is
bed,
not
you
what
might-
I would pick if I was about to die. Like when you pick the most awesome thing in the world.
No,
if you're
I'd
about to
pick
die.
something completely ridiculous. I think. Anyway, we gotta go.
All right.
The last song is "Let the Light In" by Wagtail.
Awesome. You guys have a fantastic couple weeks.
Yep.
We love you.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Sink down, draw the shades, close your eyes, let the light in. Let the night inside your skin, feel the heat, let the light in. Fear's the coat he made for you, stitched in dreams and fire. Fear's the coat, you know it fits, so put it on and let the light in. A busted lock, broken door, step aside, let the light in. Here's the moment you've been waiting for, so let go and let the light in. Love's the coat he made for you, stitched in joy and sorrow. Love's the coat, you know it fits, so put it on and let the light in. Take the coat he made for you, stitched in grace and ruby threads. Take the